From the shadows of war to the front lines of freedom, America's elite Green Berets stand ready. But what you're about to learn today might change everything you thought you knew about these extraordinary soldiers. You see, deep in the mountains of Fort Bragg, there's a secret training method that transforms ordinary soldiers into the world's most versatile warriors. But we'll get to that mind-blowing revelation later in our video. It all started back in 1952, when the Army realized they needed something special, soldiers who could do more than just fight. President Kennedy saw their potential and made the Green Beret their official headgear in 1961. That's when these remarkable soldiers earned their legendary name. But folks, this isn't just another military unit. These warriors speak multiple languages, train foreign armies, provide medical care to villages, and yes, they're masters of combat. And here's something fascinating. There's a classified mission from the 1970s that changed how special forces operate forever. Stay with us, because that story will absolutely blow your mind. You know, when I talk about why Green Berets are the most versatile soldiers in the world, I can't help but feel proud. And I bet you feel it too. That surge of patriotism knowing these brave men are out there, protecting our way of life. Tell me in the comments below, what makes you most proud about our special forces? Your stories and thoughts matter to our community. Now, let me tell you something that will amaze you about these extraordinary soldiers. While most military units focus on physical strength, the Green Berets look for something much more powerful, the strength of the mind. You see, becoming a Green Beret isn't just about being the fastest runner or the strongest fighter. It's about having what we call the quiet professional mindset. These soldiers need to think differently, adapt quickly, and solve problems that would make most people give up. Here's a story that perfectly captures this. Back in 2018, during selection, a candidate faced a seemingly impossible situation. His equipment had malfunctioned during a night navigation exercise in the mountains. Instead of quitting, he created a makeshift compass using just a needle, a leaf, and standing water. That's the kind of innovative thinking that sets Green Berets apart. The selection process, known as the Q course, pushes these soldiers to their absolute limits. But here's what many people don't know. Nearly 70% of candidates don't make it through. And there's a fascinating reason why, which we'll reveal later in this video. I want you to imagine something for a moment. Picture yourself carrying a 65-pound rucksack through dense forests, solving complex problems while exhausted, and still having to make life or death decisions. That's just a normal day during selection. But what truly separates these warriors from regular soldiers is their unwavering dedication to the mission and their team. They train for weeks without proper sleep, navigate through treacherous terrain, and master skills that seem impossible, all while maintaining perfect composure. Let me share another remarkable story. During a selection event in the harshest winter recorded at Fort Bragg, a group of candidates faced temperatures well below freezing. Many thought the training would be postponed, but one candidate stepped forward and said something that became legendary among special forces. "The enemy doesn't take a day off, neither do we." Every single candidate showed up that day. This brings us to something special about our community. Many of you watching right now might be veterans or have family members who served. You understand the dedication it takes to wear the uniform. Share in the comments below. What's the most challenging thing you faced during your service? Your stories inspire the next generation of warriors. The selection process isn't just about finding the strongest or the fastest. It's about finding those rare individuals who never quit, who think outside the box, and who put the mission and their teammates before themselves. As one Green Beret commander once said, "We're not looking for Rambo, we're looking for MacGyver." Now, before we move on to their incredible training program, there's something extraordinary about their psychological screening that nobody talks about. But hold that thought. We'll get to that mind-blowing revelation in just a few minutes. Remember, folks, these selection standards aren't just arbitrary challenges. They're carefully designed to find those special individuals who can adapt, think critically, and lead by example. That's what makes Green Berets the most versatile soldiers in the world. You know what makes a Green Beret truly exceptional? It's their training. And let me tell you, It's unlike anything you've ever heard about before. Picture this. While regular soldiers master 1 or 2 skills, Green Berets must become experts in over 20 different combat and survival disciplines. And here's something fascinating that most people don't know about their training routine, but we'll reveal that special secret in just a moment. The training starts with what they call Robin Sage, a unique exercise that puts everything they've learned to the test. These brave men navigate through multiple states, working with local volunteers who act as both friendly and enemy forces. Now, imagine being dropped in unfamiliar territory with nothing but your wits and training to rely on. That's exactly what these warriors face. Now, here's something that'll make you proud. Every Green Beret must become an expert in advanced medical training. They learn skills that rival those of civilian emergency room doctors. Think about that for a moment. These soldiers aren't just warriors, they're battlefield surgeons who can save lives under the most extreme conditions. I remember talking to a Vietnam-era Green Beret who shared something remarkable. He told me how his medical training helped him save not just his fellow soldiers, but entire villages of civilians. That's the kind of impact these versatile warriors have. But there's more to their training than just combat and medicine. Each Green Beret must master at least one foreign language. They study cultural customs, diplomatic relations, and even local economics. Why? Because winning hearts and minds is just as important as winning battles. Here's where it gets really interesting. These soldiers learn to build and operate sophisticated communication systems, master advanced weapons, and even become experts in demolitions. It's like combining the skills of an engineer, a diplomat, and a warrior into one extraordinary soldier. For those of you who served in any branch of our military, you know the importance of thorough training. Share your most memorable training experience in the comments below. What lessons did you learn that stayed with you for life? And here's something that might surprise you. Green Berets undergo specialized training in psychological operations. They learn to understand and influence human behavior, making them not just physical warriors, but masters of human dynamics. You see, this comprehensive training isn't just about creating soldiers. It's about developing leaders who can adapt to any situation, anywhere in the world. Whether they're training allied forces in Africa, conducting counterterrorism operations in Asia, or providing humanitarian aid in South America, Green Berets are always ready. But hold on to your seats because there's one classified training program that's rarely discussed. It completely changes how these warriors operate in the field. We'll get to that extraordinary revelation soon. For now, let me ask you this. What special skill do you think is most crucial for a Green Beret to master? Type your answer in the comments below. Your insights help our community understand the complexity of special forces training. When you think about military operations, most people imagine direct combat. But the Green Berets? They're playing a whole different game. Let me take you behind the scenes of what these remarkable warriors really do. Remember those news reports about humanitarian aid reaching remote villages in disaster-struck regions? Often, it's the Green Berets who make that possible. They're the ones working quietly behind the scenes, using their unique skills to help people in ways that might surprise you. And speaking of surprises, there's an incredible story about a secret mission that changed thousands of lives. But we'll get to that revelation shortly. You see, one day these elite soldiers might be training allied forces in Africa, and the next day, they could be providing medical care to children in a remote Asian village. A former Green Beret once told me about a mission where his team not only helped build a school, but also trained local forces to protect it. That's the kind of impact we're talking about, lasting change that transforms communities. Think about this for a moment. While most military units specialize in one type of operation, Green Berets are masters of what we call unconventional warfare. They can organize resistance movements, conduct strategic reconnaissance, or lead complex counterterrorism operations. It's like having a Swiss Army knife, but instead of tools, you have highly trained warriors who can handle any situation. I want to share something that might touch your heart. In 2019, a team of Green Berets was deployed to a region devastated by natural disasters. Not only did they provide immediate medical aid, but they also taught local medical staff advanced treatment techniques. Months after they left, those same local doctors were saving lives using what they learned. That's the Green Beret way. They don't just help, they empower. For our veterans watching this video, you understand the pride that comes with protecting freedom. How many of you have been part of humanitarian missions? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your stories inspire the next generation of warriors who want to make a real difference in the world. But here's what truly sets them apart: their ability to blend military excellence with humanitarian compassion. While other forces might focus solely on combat operations, Green Berets build relationships, understand local cultures, and create lasting positive change. They're not just warriors, they're ambassadors of American values and freedom. Let me tell you about another remarkable mission. A small team of Green Berets once turned a potential conflict zone into a region of cooperation, not through force, but through understanding and respect for local traditions. They learned the local dialect, respected cultural customs, and helped establish a lasting peace that continues to this day. Now, imagine being in a situation where you need to make split-second decisions that could affect international relations. That's the reality these warriors face daily. Whether they're conducting counter-drug operations in South America or training allied forces in Europe, they carry America's values and reputation on their shoulders. For those wondering about the full scope of their capabilities, here's something fascinating about their classified operations that few people know about. But we'll reveal that extraordinary detail in our next segment. Tell me in the comments, what aspect of Green Beret missions makes you most proud as an American? Is it their combat prowess, their humanitarian work, or their role as ambassadors of freedom? Now, let me share something truly extraordinary about Green Berets that sets them apart from any other fighting force in the world. These warriors don't just learn to fight, they become masters of understanding people and cultures. Did you know that every single Green Beret must learn at least one foreign language? But we're not talking about just basic phrases here. They need to become so fluent that they can negotiate complex situations and build trust in local communities. And there's an amazing reason why language skills have saved more lives than bullets. But we'll get to that incredible revelation in just a moment. You see, when a Green Beret team enters a village in Afghanistan or a town in Africa, they don't just show up as soldiers. They arrive as guests who respect local customs, understand traditional greetings, and know the importance of sharing a meal with village elders. A veteran Green Beret once told me how knowing when to remove his shoes before entering a meeting actually led to vital intelligence that saved American lives. This deep cultural understanding isn't just about being polite, it's about building real connections. Imagine being able to walk into any village in the world and immediately earn respect not through force, but through genuine understanding and respect. That's exactly what these remarkable warriors do every single day. For our viewers who've traveled abroad or served overseas, you know how important it is to respect local customs. Share in the comments below, what's the most valuable cultural lesson you learned during your time in foreign lands? Your experiences help us understand the importance of cultural awareness. Here's something that might surprise you. Green Berets spend countless hours studying everything from local farming practices to traditional healing methods. Why? Because sometimes the best way to win hearts and minds is to help a farmer improve his crop yield or work alongside a local healer to treat common illnesses. I remember a story from the Philippines where a Green Beret team's understanding of local fishing traditions helped them uncover and shut down a major terrorist supply route. They didn't do it through force. They did it by earning the trust of local fishermen who knew every hidden cove and inlet in the area. This cultural expertise has a ripple effect that spans generations. When Green Berets help train local forces, they're not just teaching military tactics. They're sharing American values, building lasting friendships, and creating allies who stand with us long after our soldiers have returned home. Think about this for a moment. In today's complex world, understanding different cultures isn't just nice to have. It's essential for peace and stability. That's why every Green Beret becomes what we call a warrior diplomat. They carry America's message of freedom and democracy not through force, but through understanding and respect. For those watching who've worked with people from different cultures, you know the power of cultural understanding. Type respect in the comments if you believe this cultural expertise makes our special forces even more effective at their mission. Let me ask you something that really matters. How proud does it make you feel knowing that America's elite soldiers are also ambassadors of understanding and respect around the world. Let me tell you about today's Green Berets, warriors who blend time-tested skills with cutting-edge technology in ways that would amaze you. These modern-day heroes aren't just keeping up with the times, they're shaping the future of special operations. You know, it's incredible how far we've come from the days of simple radios and paper maps. Today's Green Berets carry advanced communication systems that can connect them to support teams anywhere on Earth. But there's something even more revolutionary about their modern capabilities, a game-changing advancement that we'll reveal in just a few minutes. Let me share a recent achievement that showcases their evolution. In 2023, Green Beret teams started using artificial intelligence to help analyze patterns in complex environments. Imagine combining the wisdom of experienced warriors with the processing power of advanced computers. That's the kind of edge our modern heroes bring to the battlefield. For our veterans watching this video, you'll appreciate how far military technology has come. Remember those heavy backpacks filled with equipment? Today's Green Berets use lightweight, sophisticated gear that previous generations could only dream about. Yet they still maintain those core values of strength, honor, and dedication that you helped establish. Here's something that'll make your chest swell with pride. During recent overseas operations, Green Berets have been using advanced medical technology that can stabilize wounded soldiers in ways that were impossible just a few years ago. They're not just saving more lives, they're bringing these life-saving techniques back home to improve civilian emergency care. Speaking of pride in our military, share in the comments what makes you most proud about today's special forces. Are you a veteran who sees your legacy living on through these modern warriors? We'd love to hear your perspective. But it's not just about the technology. Today's Green Berets are breaking new ground in how special operations integrate with conventional forces. They're leading joint operations that combine the strengths of every branch of our military. A senior commander recently told me, "We're not just adapting to the future, we're creating it." Want to know something remarkable? Green Berets now train using virtual reality systems that can simulate any environment on Earth. They can practice complex missions countless times before ever setting foot in hostile territory. But here's the thing, they still maintain those fundamental skills that made the original Green Berets legendary. As they say, technology can fail, but training never does. And let me tell you about their humanitarian achievements. Modern Green Berets have revolutionized disaster response operations, combining their tactical expertise with new technology to reach isolated communities faster than ever before. They're not just warriors, they're pioneers of hope in our modern world. You know what makes these modern heroes truly special? They carry forward the legacy of every Green Beret who came before them, while blazing new trails for future generations. They prove that American ingenuity, combined with unwavering dedication, can overcome any challenge. Think about this. What advancements would you like to see our special forces develop in the coming years? Your insights might just spark the next innovation in military technology. As we've seen today, Green Berets truly are the most versatile soldiers in the world. From their rigorous selection and training to their mastery of culture and modern technology, they represent the very best of American military excellence. But what makes them truly extraordinary isn't just their combat skills or their advanced technology. It's their heart. These quiet professionals serve with unwavering dedication, whether they're training allies, providing humanitarian aid, or defending our freedom in the world's most dangerous places. You know, every time I see a soldier wearing that legendary Green Beret, I'm reminded of what makes America great, our commitment to not just being the strongest, but also being a force for good in the world. If this video made you feel proud of our special forces, give it a thumbs up. And here's something special for our military community. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to join our brotherhood of veterans and patriots. Every week, we bring you more incredible stories about America's finest warriors. Drop a comment below, sharing what impressed you most about the Green Berets. Your stories and thoughts help keep their legacy alive.